All right, let's jump into another deep dive. We're taking a close look at medical aesthetics marketing today.
Yeah, it's a fascinating area.
It really is. And you know that this is based on some website excerpts you've provided us, right?
Mhm.
Focusing on marketing services specifically for medical aesthetics clinics.
Right.
So, for all of you listening out there, it sounds like you're really keen on understanding the strategies that work. You want to make your practice stand out, and honestly, who wouldn't in such a competitive landscape?
Absolutely.
So, get ready because we're about to unpack some seriously valuable insights. We'll be exploring the power of a distinct brand identity, the role of content that informs and inspires, and how to leverage the digital world, SEO, and social media to attract and retain clients. You ready to get started?
Let's do it.
Awesome. So, one thing that really jumps out from this material is that a one size fits all approach to marketing just won't work in this field. Would you agree?
Definitely. I mean, generic marketing just blends in, right? It's
Yeah.
like trying to stand out in a sea of sameness.
Mhm.
Medical aesthetics marketing has to be personalized, targeted. That's the key.
Targeted. Okay, I like that. So, it's not just about saying, hey, we offer Botox, right?
Right. It's about showcasing the transformation, the individual experience. One of the sources actually used the phrase personalized strategies that showcase the excellence of your services, and I think that really nails it.
Showcase the excellence. That's a great way to put it. And I love the emphasis on personalization. It's not just selling a service, it's about selling an experience, an outcome. It's making that personal connection.
Exactly. You want people to walk away feeling like they were truly seen and understood, not just treated.
Absolutely. And speaking of standing out, one of the excerpts we have really zeroes in on the importance of a strong brand identity. What are your thoughts on that? How would you define brand in the context of medical aesthetics?
Well, a lot of people think brand is just a logo or a catchy tagline, but it's so much more than that. A brand is the feeling your practice evokes. Think about it. Do you want to be known for cutting-edge technology? Maybe you're all about natural beauty enhancements, or perhaps a personalized boutique experience.
I see. So it's the essence of your practice, what sets you apart.
Yes, it's about the emotional connection you create. And that feeling, that essence, should be present in every single interaction. Your website, the way your staff answers the phone, the ambiance of your waiting area.
Yeah.
Every detail contributes to the overall brand experience.
So we're talking about crafting a consistent and memorable experience that transcends the treatments themselves. And this is a bit of a jump, but one thing that struck me was the focus on content marketing. Why do you think that's such a cornerstone for medical aesthetics?
I think it's because today's patients are more informed than ever before, especially when it comes to aesthetic treatments. They're doing their research.
Hmm.
They want to understand the science behind the treatments, the potential benefits, the risks, and what to expect.
They want to be in the know.
Exactly. And by providing valuable content, you position yourself as the expert. You build trust, and that's essential. Think about it. Informative blog posts, detailed procedure explanations on your website, even those educational videos on social media, they all play a role.
So you're not just telling people what you do, you're explaining why and how.
Exactly. It's about empowering them to make informed decisions. And, especially in a field like this, where people might feel anxious or have misconceptions about procedures, that reassurance is key. Content marketing can really help alleviate those concerns.
It makes sense. Knowledge is power, as they say.
It is. And, the material we have actually uses the term strategic SEO as crucial for visibility. Can we talk a little bit about that? What does that really mean in practical terms?
Oh, SEO, yes. It can seem like a bit of a mystery sometimes.
Well, think of it this way. SEO stands for search engine optimization, and it's all about making sure your practice is visible to potential clients online. So when someone searches for, let's say, Botox near me, you want to be on that first page of Google results, right?
Right. Top of the list.
Exactly. Strategic SEO involves using those specific keywords that people are searching for, making sure you're listed in online directories, and building those backlinks to your website to increase your site's authority.
So it's about being found, essentially. It's not enough to simply have a website. It has to be easily discoverable by the right people.
Absolutely. It has to be findable. And, social media is a total game changer in this regard. The sources we have really advocate for those targeted campaigns on platforms like Instagram.
Why Instagram specifically?
Well, it's incredibly visual. You can showcase those amazing before and after photos. And let's face it, transformations are a huge part of what draws people to medical aesthetics.
They want to see the possibilities.
Exactly. So imagine a potential client is scrolling through their Instagram feed, and there it is, your beautifully crafted post, highlighting a natural-looking lip filler transformation. That could be incredibly impactful.
It's like a visual testimonial.
Exactly. And it's about meeting people where they are. People are spending so much time on social media. It's where you need to be.
Okay, so we're talking about being strategic, being where the audience is, and it's not just about broadcasting a message, it's about creating content that truly captures attention and drives engagement.
Yes. And one thing that often gets overlooked is that social media is a two-way street. You can't just post and disappear. You need to respond to comments, answer questions, run polls, make it a conversation.
Engage with your audience.
Exactly. Build that community, build loyalty. And I love this. One of the sources talked about sprinkling client testimonials throughout your content.
Well, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Social proof.
It's like gold nuggets.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, a recommendation from a friend or seeing someone else's positive experience, that's powerful.
It builds trust in a way that no amount of advertising can replicate. It's authentic and relatable. So we've talked a lot about attracting new clients. But what about retaining those you already have? What did our sources have to say about that?
Well, it really comes back to those personalized strategies we discussed. Remember, it's always more expensive to get a new client than it is to keep a current one happy.
So true. Happy clients are the best kind of marketing. But what does that actually look like? Give us some practical tips.
Think about those small touches that make people feel special. A warm greeting from your staff, a relaxing atmosphere in your waiting area, even a quick follow-up text after a treatment to check in and see how they're doing. It's all about making people feel valued.
It's that human touch. It makes all the difference. It's making people feel like a person, not just a patient on a schedule.
Exactly. And speaking of schedules, I think we should talk about the role of technology. Online booking systems, appointment reminders, digital forms, all of these things make the client experience so much more convenient and efficient.
Definitely. It streamlines everything. It makes it easy for everyone. I'm curious, did the sources touch on email marketing at all?
They did. And it's such a powerful tool, often overlooked these days.
I know, right? People think email is old news, but it's still so relevant.
Absolutely. Think about it. You can send out monthly newsletters with skincare tips, maybe tailored to the changing seasons, or you could send exclusive offers to your loyal clients on their birthday. It's a great way to stay top of mind and provide real value beyond the appointments.
So it's not just about promotions, it's about that ongoing relationship. You're building a connection. Now, I want to touch on something that can be a bit tricky, negative reviews. Every practice has to deal with them at some point. What advice did our sources have for handling those situations?
Well, I think transparency and professionalism are key. Acknowledge the review publicly, thank the person for their feedback, and then, offer to address their concerns privately.
So you're taking it offline, but you're still acknowledging it in a public way.
Exactly. Don't get defensive. Don't engage in arguments online. Just focus on showing your commitment to client satisfaction. It's often how you handle those situations that makes the biggest impression.
Turning a negative into a positive, essentially. Now let's talk about budgets. Marketing can be an investment. So how can practices make sure they're getting the most out of their marketing dollars?
Well, one of the sources talked about prioritizing those marketing channels. If you're a smaller practice with a limited budget, you don't need to be everywhere at once.
That's good advice. You don't want to spread yourself too thin.
Exactly. Focus on one or two platforms that align with your target audience. Maybe start with Instagram or Facebook and really, really master them.
Quality over quantity. And this leads to another important point, measuring your return on investment. How crucial is that?
It's absolutely essential. You need to know what's working, what's not, track your website traffic, engage on social media, leads generated, and ultimately how many of those leads actually become paying clients.
So it's all about being data-driven.
Yes. And there are tools out there that can help you do this, even if you're not super tech savvy.
That's good to know, because data can be intimidating sometimes, but it doesn't have to be. And I imagine this data can also help you refine your strategies over time.
Absolutely. Marketing is all about evolution. You try something, you see what works, what doesn't, and you adapt. It's an ongoing process of experimentation and refinement.
So it's not a set it and forget it kind of thing. You're constantly learning and tweaking.
Exactly. And one thing that's really important in medical aesthetics is staying up to date on industry trends. It's a fast-paced field, always evolving. So how do you stay ahead of the curve?
Yeah, how do you keep from falling behind?
You never stop learning.
Yeah.
You attend conferences, workshops, webinars, even just following those influential practitioners on social media can be helpful.
It's like continuous education.
It is. You have to keep your finger on the pulse of what's new, what's exciting in the world of medical aesthetics.
And be willing to embrace those new technologies, those new treatments when they align with your practice's values and the needs of your clients, of course.
Absolutely. But you have to be discerning too. Not every trend is worth jumping on. You have to do your research, make sure it's something you're comfortable offering and that you believe in.
It's that balance of innovation and integrity.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, it's about providing safe and effective treatments that truly benefit your clients.
So we've talked a lot about the online world, but, I'm curious, with all this emphasis on digital marketing, did the sources have anything to say about the role of traditional networking? In-person connections.
Oh, they absolutely did. And I think it's something that's often overlooked these days, but it's still incredibly valuable. Attending conferences, joining industry associations, even just going to those local business mixers, those face-to-face interactions, you just can't beat them.
I agree. Sometimes a handshake and a genuine conversation can really go a long way.
They can. You build relationships, you get to know people on a personal level, and you never know who you might meet at these events, right? Yeah. It could be a potential collaborator, a mentor, someone who inspires you or gives you a fresh perspective on your business.
It's about expanding your network, opening up possibilities, and I've always found that those industry events are a fantastic way to stay informed. You get to hear from the leading experts, learn about the latest techniques and technologies.
Absolutely. It's like a shortcut to gathering insights from the best in the business. And let's not forget about the power of referrals. When you build those genuine connections, people are more likely to recommend your services to their own networks.
It's true. Referrals are gold. It's like having a trusted friend vouch for you.
hmm
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm curious, what's the one piece of advice from all of this material that really stuck with you?
I think it's the emphasis on authenticity. In a world where everyone is trying to be picture perfect on social media, it's so refreshing to see the sources encouraging practitioners to just be themselves.
Be yourself, be genuine. It resonates.
It does, because at the end of the day, people connect with people, not with some idealized image.
It's about letting your unique personality shine through. And I think that ties into everything we've discussed today, doesn't it? Building a strong brand, creating compelling content, it all stems from that authentic core.
It does. And when you're passionate about what we do, that enthusiasm is contagious. It shows in your marketing, your interactions with clients, and ultimately in the results you deliver.
So to recap all the wisdom we've gleaned from these sources today, it seems like success in medical aesthetics marketing boils down to a few key things, right? Building a strong brand identity, crafting valuable content that educates and inspires, having that strategic approach to SEO and social media, and really prioritizing relationships, both with new and existing clients.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's about finding that sweet spot where the art of aesthetics meets the science of marketing.
And approaching it all with a healthy dose of passion and authenticity. Well, I have to say, I'm feeling incredibly inspired after this deep dive. It's clear that the world of medical aesthetics marketing is dynamic, it's challenging, and it's incredibly rewarding.
It is. And for anyone listening who's feeling a bit overwhelmed, just remember, every journey starts with a single step. Pick one thing from our conversation today that resonated with you and make a commitment to take action this week.
I love that. One step at a time, whether it's brainstorming some content ideas, researching SEO strategies, or reaching out to a potential collaborator. Just start somewhere and keep that momentum going.
Exactly. And never stop learning, never stop growing, and never stop striving to be the best version of yourself and your practice. Because the world of medical aesthetics is constantly evolving, so you have to evolve with it.
That's a perfect note to end on. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of medical aesthetics marketing. Until next time, keep exploring, keep innovating, and keep shining your unique light in this exciting and ever-evolving industry.